And right now, I'm pleased to introduce USC's winningest baseball pitcher, Vic Lapiner. And despite the fact that I'm a UCLA student, I'm very proud and very honored to have him be here and to speak for us tonight. And let's give him a big round of applause.
The only reason Dennis has me come up here is because I'm from East LA. And you can take the kid out of East LA, but you can't take East LA out of the kid. And that's how I grew up. Actually, when I left the house this morning, I was wearing a beautiful suit, and then I decided to go to the Commerce Casino before I came here, and I gambled a little bit, so that's why I'm dressed this way. Anyway, Dennis wanted me to talk about a little bit about playing for Rod Dato, who was the greatest baseball coach of all time. He won 11 national championships, and Rod was fantastic. Well, first of all, let me say this to you. I grew up in City Terrace. I was lucky enough, I went to Wilson High School in El Sereno. I was lucky enough to get a scholarship to USC to play baseball. I had never been on a plane. I didn't have a car in high school. I didn't have a car in college. But I really thought I was rich because I was going to USC. And after 4 years of playing for Rod, and the culmination, my last year, when he sent us to Japan, Korea, Okinawa, and Hawaii, that was the ultimate for a kid out of East LA. I thought that, I gave a speech last year at our big dinner, USC baseball alumni, and actually, that's my legacy, the fact that we went to Japan that year. Now, Martin mentioned that I'm the winningest pitcher in USC's history. Well, my senior year I was 27-3, but the NC2A does not recognize that record. And they don't recognize the trip to Japan because I was 9-0 on that trip. They don't recognize the games I pitch against the Coast League teams. They don't recognize the game you play in Omaha. All they recognize what you do is in league. And in league I was 6-0, I was all coast, no big deal. And then I played a little pro ball. I don't know, it's a great crowd tonight. And I'll tell you the truth. I don't know if you remember, some of you guys, Bobby Hurdle. Does anybody know that name? Bobby Hurdle was one of the baseball coaches at East LA Junior College. One of the first baseball coaches. And he was my teammate at USC. And I always tell a funny story about Bobby. I was a fresh kid out of East LA. I was sort of a pop-off. I wasn't afraid of anything. And I had a lot of fun with it. And the varsity used to get really mad at me because I would pop off a little bit, you know. And we played the varsity one day and Rod had me pitch. Well, you can't believe the way they were getting on me, calling me all kinds of names, hot dog, you this, you that, and everything else. And Bobby Hurdle got a base hit off me. And he was on first base, and I picked him off. You cannot believe what they said to Bobby Hurdle after I picked him off. But that was the way it was at SC. We were great agitators. We had a lot of fun. Every time St. Patrick's Day comes along, I think of our victory song. And a lot of you people probably never knew what that song was, but after we won a ball game, we'd go in the locker room, wait for Rod to come in, and then we'd sing McNamara's Band. And after we sang McNamara's Band, Rod would yell, "Great to be on a winner." You have no idea what a coach could do for a kid. And I've told Dennis this, you know, I met the great Walt Disney one time, and he asked me what I did, where I'm from, and I said, "Mr. Disney, I pitch at USC, and I'm from East LA." And he looked at me, and I can't tell you how proud I am coming from East Los Angeles. The guys I grew up with, and I say this to the young kids here, if there are any listening, you hang around with the kind of people that have the same desires that you have. 3 of my buddies became doctors. 3 of my buddies became attorneys. And 1 of my buddies is still the assistant dean of pharmacy at USC. What I'm trying to say is, if you stay with the kind of people, if you associate as a young man, high school, with the kind of people that understand that education is power, and the smarter you are, the further you're going to get in life. And you're not going to be able, no one could ever talk down to you if you have that education and you're smart. You can never, ever feel inferior to anybody. Again, Dennis, I want to thank you for having me here. It's a great crowd, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.